I open myself in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I open myself in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening. I open myself in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I open myself in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening. As we open ourselves, I know for each one here that they are able to walk in this door and leave all the doubts and the limitations and all of that behind, leave it out in the parking lot. It'll be waiting for you when we get back in the car. But for now, for this hour, let us know that we're here to receive the words and the message from Reverend Michelle and to steep ourselves in the teachings of Science of Mind, Center for Spiritual Living teachings. Open myself in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I open myself in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Princeton. Welcome. We are a loving, healing, and inclusive community, and that includes the world.
Wow.
Which teaches and practices the principles of the science of mind for the well-being and spiritual growth of ourselves as individuals, of ourselves as a group, as a spiritual family, and of the world. And so we welcome you today to join us. We're here for one reason, and that is to grow and share our growth in the consciousness that there's a deeper truth, that life has a deeper truth, is a deeper truth, and each one of us are that deeper truth. And so we learn individually and together how to live in that truth, and that's what the Center for Spiritual Living is. So today we have the wonderful opportunity to listen to Reverend Michelle Wadleigh, and she's going old school. She's going to talk about abundance.
All right.
Something that we talk about. I'll let her talk about the abundance. Next week we have Reverend Karen Kushner. We all know what a wonderful and inspiring speaker she is, and I have my phone because she sent me the topic. The topic for next Sunday, March 9th, is depending on the all good, or dependency.
Oh, perfect.
I am the Lord your God, you shall have no other gods except me. Which is a really interesting thing, because one of the things that we talk about, we use the word God, and it means whatever it means to each one of us, whatever it means to the larger culture. But we stand for the belief that each one of us, individually, is the expression and the experience of whatever that word means, God. And so that's what we welcome you to, and we're happy that you're here.
And following.
Following Regina Quince, who will teach us, what is your subject?
The flow of consciousness.
the flow of consciousness.
Nice.
And it's a real treat for us to listen to Regina. She always brings a very individual view on these things. And then the week after that, we have Reverend Karen again. So
Wow.
we're here every Sunday, and for those of you who may be watching from home or watching this in the future, there really is a good reason to get up on a Sunday morning and make your way down to Princeton and join us. Because as we know, as a group, each one of us lives that teaching to whatever level that we're able, or whatever level we choose. But when you're together with other people in a spiritual family, there's a different thing that happens. And so we really welcome you to come down to 345 River Road in Princeton and join us any Sunday morning at 10:30, because you are welcome. We'd like to see you here. So thank you.
Yay.
Abundance flows, a sacred stream, from mind divine to life's grand dream. No lack, no loss, just boundless grace, infinite wealth in time and space. I think us began, slow it grows, the law of good forever flows. My thoughts are seized, my faith is strong. Consciousness sings my well-sweet song. I claim my good, I stand in light. Prosperity shines clear and bright. No fear, no doubt, just trust, just know. From infinite source all riches flow. Abundance flows, a sacred stream, from mind divine to life's grand dream. No lack, no loss, just boundless grace, infinite wealth in time and space. No lack, no loss, just boundless grace, infinite wealth in time and space. I read it through. It's me and Ernie.
Nice job.
It's all his words.
But it sounds like you.
Well, filtered for me. You're on.
Good morning, I'm Gary Torres. I'm one of the licensed practitioners here. This morning happens to be the beginning, well, I shouldn't say that, we're sort of in the middle of the third full day of Ramadan, and I like to do little stories here. So my story today happens to be a tale of Nasruddin Hoja. That's one of many names for a more or less mythological person. Kind of an itinerant monk and a teacher, Hoja is teacher. Because we're dealing with prosperity, I picked on something of that subject. And here's the story. Nasruddin hears through the grapevine that one of his nephews is going to be sent to him to learn the business, and the aunt is asking for him to fund to start up the nephew in business. But he knows this nephew, and the nephew is a person who, as soon as he gets his hand on any money at all, he will blow it on something silly, beautiful clothing, a trip somewhere or other that he promptly forgets about, whatever. But he's always blowing money, and he wants to be set up in business. And Nasruddin says, if I give my money to my nephew, it's going to be gone in a week. So this is nonsense. nephew shows up and he says to the nephew, okay, here's the plan. I don't think you're quite ready to be funded to start up a business right now. I want you to bring me each night a coin and throw it into the well. This is sort of a wishing well, and I want you to pray that you will get something in return for this. So the nephew comes back the next night, throws a coin into the well. Nothing happens. He's praying like crazy. He's trying to, he's saying, I want everything now. Okay. The following night, the nephew comes back, throws a coin into the well. Now, the nephew also has a habit of borrowing money from everybody he gets hold of. He's in business a little bit, but he's always trying to make a huge profit. He's always overcharging people. He's always taking advantage of them any way he can. You know, he gets false scales, anything that could possibly be done that makes him more money, which he promptly blows on something. So the Desiree says, this guy is simply not ready to start a business. Next night, the cousin, or the nephew, comes back, throws a coin in the well. This goes on for a while, and after a while, the nephew runs out of all of his money because he's still blowing it on everything else he can find. And he starts borrowing money from relatives, he borrows money from friends, till they all get totally fed up with him, have nothing to do with him anymore. And eventually the nephew says, look, I can't get any more money from anybody anymore. I'm going to start maybe selling things at a better price so I get more business and so on. And he does this and comes every night and throws a coin into the well. And eventually he comes to his uncle and says, look, I've been throwing money into this well forever. This is a complete waste of money. There are people around me that need things that I can't provide. I can't provide for myself. I want to really, really do something useful, constructive, and I think I'm ready to start a business now. And the uncle says, you know what? You finally learned the value of what you've been given. So the uncle walks to the well, removes a couple of things that are concealing ropes, and pulls out of the well this net that's got all the money that's been thrown into it for a long time, and sets up the nephew in business. And the nephew makes a moderate living. He's no longer trying to rob everybody. He's no longer trying to take advantage of everything. He no longer borrows money from anybody. But he's become a decent person and understands the value of gifts that are given to him. So then this is something that we could all learn about money, that it's not a bad thing. It's a matter of how you use it and your approach to life in general, because it does reflect your entire way of thinking. So that's, I hope, leading into our topic for later. But let me, in this frame of mind, let me do a treatment. There is only one life, one mind, one love, one prosperous being, one being that's the source of all our prosperity. The leaves of the trees are countless, the grains of sand are countless, anything you want is really countless if you are willing to take whatever it requires of you to receive it. So this is the truth that we know, that each and every one of us is the heir of an all-abundant, all-giving Father who loves us. We therefore know that we are never short of money, we're never short of anything. Nothing in this universe is limited inherently, because the one being, the one creator, creates more and more as time goes on. Things grow, our knowledge of the creator grows, and as it does, we become more in harmony with everything around us, and therefore are never in need. I know that this is true. I let this word go to the law, knowing that it is done and it has always been done, and so it is.
So it is. Bravo.
I'm walking down the street, searching through the night, looking for what's real, searching for what's right. All those outside voices calling, sailing out their dreams. I know deep inside there's a fiery voice that screams. Oh, I hear it in the wind, I feel it in my bones. The whisper in my heart says, I'm already home. Oh, the truth don't ever waver, the truth don't ever lie. The love's so deep it can never die. Through this darkest valley, through the pouring rain, the light of the spirit, I'm gonna call my name. Ancient teachers say the powers in me, out in the struggle, Lord, what I see. The mind is a doorway, and love is the key. Everything I'm chasing is already free. No more fear, no more fight. I'm stepping out into the holy light. I ain't broken, I ain't lost. I'm one with the power, no matter what the cost. Oh, I hear it in the wind, I feel it in my bones. A whisper in my heart says I'm already home. The truth don't ever waver, the truth don't ever lie. The truth is so deep it can never die. Through the darkest valley, through the pouring rain, the light of the spirit, come and call my name. Oh, I hear it in the wind, I feel it in my bones. The whisper in my heart says I'm already home. The truth don't ever waver, the truth don't ever lie. The truth is so deep it can never die. Through the darkest valley, through the pouring rain, the light of the spirit, gonna call my name. And now, it gives me the greatest pleasure to introduce my first teacher in this teaching. Right? SOM 1, 2, 3, 4, second year practitioner training.
Those were the days.
Reverend Michelle Shepherd, myself, and some other would-be, soon-to-be, most of them came to be practitioners.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. It was
Yeah, it was
great
fun.
fun. We had great fun. We wrote a
Fun
lot of
is
treatments.
good. Fun is good, yes?
We wrote a lot of treatments.
Yes.
And so the Reverend Michelle Wadleigh is the founder of the Center for Spiritual Living in North Jersey. She has gone on to become a published author, a sought-out speaker, and just a whole bunch of things that I can't even come up with anymore. So here she is.
Good stuff. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. I love the ride down here, even though today I went to the wrong address. Somebody might want to change the address on the website.
Oh,
Huh?
okay.
Yeah, that's where I got it from. I should have known. How many times have I been here? Whatever. It happened. But I was excited because when I have a little bit of a ride, I get to, work out the kinks of my talk, and I am very excited. I want you to repeat after me right now. I love money.
I love money.
Doesn't that feel good?
Oh yeah.
Right? Money is not the thing that some of us have made it out to be. It's not evil. It's not, the wrong people. It's not that the right people have it, or you're right if you have it, you're wrong if you don't have it. All of those ideas are just ideas. And I want to tell you, since leaving the pulpit a year ago, it was interesting because I had this thought, I'm retired. So I had this additional thought that being retired meant I wasn't making any money. I wasn't paying, I wasn't doing that. So I'm here to confess that 25 years of a tithing habit, I suddenly was holding back. And I wasn't doing my normal, because I tithe 10% gross, and I did that for 25 years. Still had some challenges. You know, it's not a guarantee. It's not a formula for making money. Tithing is a formula for expanding consciousness, but it's not a formula for making money. And so what happened was I started to hold back and felt it, and then began to feel it. Because I had this idea, oh, I'm retired. I'm not really tired. I worked twice as hard as I did when I was in the pulpit, to be perfectly honest. That's the truth. But the fact is that that was the mind and the consciousness that I was engaging, which was not great. And then so what happened was I took this webinar a while ago, and there was this woman there, and she said, and this makes sense with everything else that I know, when you want something to grow, you track it. You track the activity. You track money. You track it. And so she had this whole thing about tracking your income for 90 days. I have to be honest, I started it, I didn't finish it. I didn't. And maybe because I wasn't feeling compelled at the time, I was too busy and everything else that was going on in my life. But back in just a number of weeks back, I thought to myself, I realized that I wasn't certain that what I was believing was true. I caught it. I'm like, is that real? Because I had to realize in the past about a year, I got myself completely out of debt. Except for a car loan on my house, of course. I got myself out of debt. Well, how could I get out of debt if I wasn't making any money? I was labeling it wrong. I was entertaining it incorrectly in my brain. So I sat down and I went back to the beginning of January and started tracking the income that came from different places. I went, oh shit, I'm making money. No wonder why I could pay my bills. No wonder why my debt is gone. But I hadn't, the thought wasn't supporting I had an old thought, I had a momentary lapse of consciousness. That's what I had. I had a momentary lapse of faith. Back in the day, my first spiritual teacher in that community, we called that, we would say, if you had a belief and it was demonstrated, we would say your sock is showing. Sock stood for state of consciousness. Oh, wow. You know, you're feeling less than? Oh, your sock is showing. So that was just kind of a fun way of doing that. However, so when I realized I was wrong, and I was able to regroup and retrieve my own belief and my own confidence and my own believing in principle in a whole different way. Now I must tell you, I'm back to being a literal tither. You know, matter of fact, I got my check ready for today because I know you're going to pay me. So I write it even in advance. It's my investment in consciousness. It's my investment in shift. It's my investment in my expansion, and it's my belief in CSL Princeton. And boy, if you want something to happen for Princeton, even if you do it for a period of time, tithe instead of give. Why? Because tithing is a declaration that I have enough. Say that with me. I have enough. And when we say that with conviction, it moves in our body, in our belief system, in our consciousness, in a whole different way. I gotta tell you, this is such a relief. I talk so often about shadow, forgiveness, pain, recovery. This is so much fun just to talk about money and to talk about the shift in consciousness. And a lot of, and Holmes was clear, he said in the textbook, Science of Mind is not a get-rich-quick program. That was never meant to be. And yet a lot of people, have used it for that purpose, which is not a problem if you could demonstrate it. And to me, while I thought the movie The Secret was good, the worst part of it I thought was the genie. I felt, do you remember in the movie The Secret? Yeah. And there was a genie, and they made it seem like all you had to do was like put money in a vending machine and out popped whatever you wanted, and then the genie was going to do that. I felt that was a little misleading. I felt it minimized the conscious effort that we each have to invest in the outcome that we want, right? And so for me right now, I am what I know, and what I want to invite you to know for yourself too, is that prosperity is about acceptance and allowance. It's not about getting. It's about expanding the consciousness that I accept my good and my greater good. I allow my good to flow through me. I accept abundance that comes to me beyond the places I could ever imagine. I am open to flow that I can't even predict, from places expected and unexpected. You getting that? So when we affirm, and when we speak into, and when we claim this in a bigger way, then I can also give in a bigger way. Because I do care about giving. And one of the things that also happened while I was not in the pulpit, now that I haven't been in the pulpit, is I haven't really been participating as much as I normally like in outreach. But now, all of a sudden, I'm a little more buoyant again. More than a year has gone by since I'm out of the pulpit. I've got my head on straight that realizes, oh, I am making money. So I can stop telling that story of woe. And so now I get to now give back to humanity in a different way. One of the things, and Reverend Rich is going to be participating, and we're going to definitely make sure you all know about it, we're having a peace concert in June. My nonprofit is going to collaborate with the Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey with a bunch of musicians, and we're going to have a peace concert. Why? Because the country needs it right now. Because we need it right now. We need to, and we need, you and I, and I'm saying the word need, which I know has a lot of people get weird about it, but the fact is, you and I can't demonstrate possibility and love and compassion if we're hanging in criticism and judgment and outrage. We can't. So we have to lift our spirits. So I'm very happy that I'm going to be participating in that. And the other thing is, boy, when you think you don't have enough, look around. And you think you don't have the best of life, look around. So I was just down in Florida, and one of my best friend is down there, and one of her sons he's not a teacher anymore. He was teaching in a school down there in a very low income place. These children show up in school without shoes sometimes. Without shoes. A life basic. So we're going to be collecting shoes and sending them to Florida. We'll let you know about that in case any of you feel inspired, new and used. But the point is, then see, as soon as I got to, again, when I opened myself and opened the flow and accepted that I was receiving and realized that, and then shifted consciousness, all of a sudden my want and need and desire to give back and to be part of that expanded. So I'm taking people with me. I'm taking people with me into the I have enough, right? So money has a stigma, and you said it perfectly. Money has a stigma, and the stigma is what? What are some of the things you think sometimes about money?
Root of all evil.
It's the root of all evil.
I don't deserve it.
I don't deserve it.
My grandmother told me that was a root of all evil.
It's dirty. Anybody ever say dirty?
Yeah.
Dirty money?
Filthy lucre.
It's not. It's money.
Yeah,
It's
you buy
a piece
Learjet
of
with
paper.
it. Learjet, and they
Right,
use the
but it's
thing.
not true. Money is simply money. Money is nothing. You know what it is? It's an easier form of exchange than having chickens and sheep and goats. Because I don't know about you, my house doesn't allow me. My neighborhood doesn't allow me to have. Wait, I'm gonna get you. I more. This is for when I go to the clubs. Just kidding. Just kidding. But,
It's alive.
That's the magic one. Thank you. I'll take 5 next.
Here's what I want you to say. Wait, right now. Wait, where is it? I want to make sure we use the same statement. Oh my gosh, where is it? I'll get it 1 second. Oh, I want you to say out loud, sure, I'll take it. I love money.
Sure, I'll take it. I love money.
See, you are here because of love. You are here because of love, whether you realize it or not. When that egg and that sperm came together, it was love that birthed you. It was love that reared you. Anybody have plants at home? Any horticultural people? You don't have a healthy plant unless you
Love it.
unless you love it. Love is that which grows us. And yet, we put this other, you're putting the money away, she's taking it. She goes, I'm taking that home.
I'm treating it to a thief later, so.
You go right ahead. You take it. I meant for you to have it. But love is a vibration and a consciousness that when applied to anything, the anything grows and the anything expands. Why do we treat money differently? Why do we have these ideas of limitation? And why do we criticize it? And why are you wasting your time? Because some of you are. Why are you wasting your time criticizing the people who have it?
The old programs.
Why? Why waste time? Even the oligarchs. Is that the word?
Yeah.
They don't care about you. They don't care about me. We're a gnat on their world.
Yeah.
So don't give them any energy. Don't even think about it. We can't grow if we're more concerned what someone out there has than what I'm willing to accept. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, definitely.
I have to shift consciousness, and different than some of the other things that I teach about, or very often I just do so many heavy subjects where we have to do, emotional processing. You might have some superstitions.
Yeah.
You might have some old conditioning. You might. Okay? So you want to deal with that. You want to deal with that. But money, prosperity, abundance is one of the easiest things to shift consciousness for, as long as you believe it is. Getting that?
Yes.
As long as you believe it is. Now, so what happens if you're, oh, I left my checkbook over there. Your checkbook says one thing, and you're walking around and you want to affirm, right? You have to keep going anyway. This is the moment. This is where we, as religious scientists, as metaphysicians, this is where we test our wares, is by claiming, declaring, accepting, and allowing, even when the evidence is not in our face. Even then. The moment you have to pay a bill, bless it. We used to write years ago. I don't remember. We write, thank God that I have the money to pay this bill. Something like ridiculously long. And then there was an acronym we used to use. That was a lot of extra work. Now, of course, I just pay bills online most of the time. But I do like to tithe through money or through checks because I like the exchange. It's funny. Even my son got married August, September, October. He got married in October. And the thing now with the young people, when they have their weddings, they have a box. It's a box set up. It's a pretty box. And I guess you're supposed to know that that's where you put your gifts. I'm like, get out of here. Number one, I was giving a lot of money. Number one. And I don't want to just give it $2. I wanted to give it. That act of giving it. So I walked up to them. They're sitting at their table eating dessert or something. And I said, "Here, this is for my husband and I, Neil and I." He goes, "No, I'm like, "No, here. I'm giving this to you." Now later on, when they opened it, they realized why I was so specific, and I didn't want it sitting in some box in the corner. But the exchange. You don't Stretton Smith's, the 4 T's, I think I mentioned this before. The giving of time, the tithing of time, talent, and treasure, the 4 T's. You can't give money, give time. Give compliment. Give, well, I'm from the restaurant business. I was in the restaurant business for years, catering, restaurants, in the front, in the back. I don't get it. You don't take good care of me, you're not going to see a big tip. But you take care of me, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of you. You know that tips, you know what that actually stands for?
No.
To ensure prompt service. It used to be given in advance, and then we changed that, right? So maybe we should go back to that. Point is, we want to open the flow. Prosperity cannot happen like this. It can't happen like this. Your community, my old community, many of our communities right now really benefit from all of us taking some of our attention off of the soap opera on social media and redirecting it into becoming full and abundant, full and abundant. I'm going to give you an affirmation I'd like you to say with me. Money, I'll give you a piece and you repeat. Money is my servant.
Money is my servant.
The more money I have, the more money I have to give.
The more money I have, the more money I have to give.
I accept, I create beauty, joy, health, and happiness with my money.
I create beauty, joy, health, and happiness with my money.
I accept my good and give from my good.
I accept my good and give from my good.
I allow the flow of prosperity through my life.
I allow the flow of prosperity through my life.
How do your bodies feel?
Fantastic.
Right? Doesn't it starts to wake something up? Because if we're walking around in the awful, your body's gonna know it. Your body's gonna know it. Now, all right, there's a lot of needs and things happening in the world. I don't want to deny that. I'm certainly not cold, and I'm certainly not uncaring. But what I do know is that in order for me to be part of possibility, I have to raise my vibration and be of generous nature. Although I will say, when my grandson comes on Friday mornings, they all get dropped off and I take them to school. You know, he's, Nana, he used to say, Nana, you have money, I need money for whatever, the school today. I'm like, okay, you want to work for it? I will give him chores. I'll pay him as long as he's willing to work. And now he shows up enthusiastically, Nana, you got chores today? But why not? That's the flow, right? That's the flow. I think that one of the things about metaphysics is sometimes we think we can receive without some kind of exchange. Now, the exchange must be energetic. Now, I've been teaching for a long time. I've never turned someone down even when they didn't have the money, but I will always ask for an energetic exchange. There needs to be an energy exchange, which is why then some of those people, if they couldn't give, they'd come on Sundays, they'd move chairs, or they'd help in the classroom, whatever it is. Okay, what am I saying here? Flow, which is circulation. That's a law of metaphysics and prosperity. That one's clear. Acceptance and allowance. That's the mind shift that we want. It comes from questioning at what we have to accepting good and greater good. The other thing is to remove this stigma around money. Stop. When you drive through a really rich neighborhood, you have some of those down here?
Yes. Plenty.
What are you saying in your mind?
How lovely.
What is your body saying? Like, is there some part of you that is doing a comparison thing? Is there some part of you that says, oh, I wish I know they used to say in the prosperity classes, drive through prosperous neighborhoods and bless them. That's what you want to do. Because you're blessing, in order for me to bless you, it has to first come through me. Let's say it again. I love money.
I love money.
Out loud, all together.
I love money.
And the moment we each do that, the vibration shifts. I can feel the energy. It feels enthusiastic and hopeful. I could use a little enthusiasm and hopefulness right now. How about y'all?
Me.
Yeah. So let's take out your dollar, if you will, if it's still available, and put it in your hand. Okay, so I'll give you a minute to get it. Here, I'll get mine. Oh, I gotta show you my check. Use it. Think of your hands. Before we do this real quick, I used to like to do this. Think of your hands as a seed. This is cause and effect. Bring in together, in the middle of your hands, cause and effect. Principle. Acceptance. Think of this as your hand is the seed pod, and what you're holding in your hand is that which you want to birth. Right? You with me with this? So let's do this while I offer a closing treatment. I declare for each. No, I'm treating. But that's good if you want to try to figure out what I'm going to say. I declare on behalf of this beautiful community, this beautiful, growing, and expanding community, that life is good, life is glorious. And I know this because the one that created all that is knowing itself and creating itself through each of us. It is beautiful and it is stunning. And as we lean into that and as we become one with that in a greater way through every single breath we breathe, let us know together right now that there is an abundance waiting. There is an abundant flow of possibility. There is an abundant flow of prosperity waiting to find a willing vessel. And if you are willing to be that open vessel, right now just say yes.
Yes.
Your yes is a covenant. Your yes is the acceptance and allowance. Your yes is possibility. Your yes is flow. Let us demand and declare that our flow is good and very good. Opening to prosperity beyond our wildest dreams. Yes. For this I am so grateful. I surrender this word and allow it to be so. And so it is.
So it is.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I want to say, I forgot to mention them. I created a book years ago called Prosperous Me with 20, do you?
Yeah.
With 28 treatments of for consciousness, because consciousness must happen first. And I have them with me. So just wanted you to know that. Thank you all. Thank you.
Abundance is our purpose. It surrounds us every day. Our consciousness can hold the flow of prosperity today. The message is quite simple. Peace be unto you. It's all yours for the taking. I swear these words are true. Close your eyes, let your mind be still. Let the joy of giving flow from God to you. Every day we get a chance to practice what we preach. It's not that hard to speak your truth. It's all within your reach. Close your eyes, let your mind be soothed.
gifts and this wonderful talk of prosperity and abundance and the shift in consciousness from Reverend Michelle, these gifts are accepted, knowing that the Center for Spiritual Living Princeton is guided, guarded, protected, and completely financially supported in all its activities. It's all about love, people.
Indeed.
It's all about love. Love.
Love is all we need.
Thank you. And you want to give, or should I give a closing treatment?
Oh, I think you should do it.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Go for it.
Knowing there's only one source of our good. The first cause. The beauty, the harmony, the abundance, the prosperity, the peace, the inspiration, the order that created each of us in its image and likeness, flowing through us into our experience. So each of us allows and accepts and let it be here fully. Each of us knows that the acceptance and the allowance and the love is all that's needed. And so we let it be. We let it flow. We enjoy it. We embody it. We co-create it with this one. The one we are united with. The I am that each of us is.
And then it. So
And so, with the deepest gratitude in our hearts, and this experience of this moment right here and right now, this word flows to law, which has already responded in love, peace, and joy. We all say, and so it is.
bravo.